Ansa had heard that before. She'd seen from pictures that she had Mama's straight, waist-length black hair and her deep brown eyes. Maybe some similarities in the facial features. But Mama sported a womanly figure, while Ansa had a short, wiry frame. She'd assumed she would fill out more. But she was already 16 and a half and could still fit into boys' clothes. So it probably wasn't ever going to happen. Dove was tall and rail-thin under her denim workshirt and thick gloves. Her red hair, threaded with gray streaks, was pulled back into a braid at the base of her neck. Her skin was rough and lined with sun. But underneath were the fine features she'd supposedly used to bewitch Mr. McNally on his deathbed. Razor-sharp cheekbones, Cupid's bow lips, and vivid blue eyes. "I guess," Ansa replied. Then, as an afterthought, "Morning, Mrs. McNally." "Oh, now call me Dove. I wasn't married long enough to warrant the title." She pulled off her gloves and made her way toward the house's back porch. "What brings you out here?" Ansa hesitated. She'd rehearsed this moment, thought about what one was supposed to say in such a situation. Her carefully planned words melted like frost on a window pane. "I heard girls come to see you sometimes. About women's troubles," she said at last. "That they do." Dove fixed her with an unblinking stare. "What sort of trouble are you having?" She bit her lip and blinked against the sudden tears. She hadn't said the words yet, not to anyone. Dove sighed. "Come on, come inside." Ansa sniffed and followed. The interior of Dove's house was smaller and more cramped than Ansa had imagined. The living room overflowed with books. Shelves covered every wall, each stuffed with paperbacks. Other books sat stacked on the coffee table and in little towers next to the old sofa. "You decided if you're keeping it yet?" Dove asked as she made her way to the kitchen. When Ansa hesitated, she added, "I only ask so I know whether to make tea or pour you a whiskey." "Tea, please," Ansa said, voice trembling. She sat on the edge of the sofa and listened to the clanking of the kettle. Dove came back to the living room and set a steaming teacup in front of Ansa. "Now," she said, settling back in an armchair. "How long has it been since your last period?" Then, at the look on Ansa's face, she rolled her eyes. "Now's not the time to get prim and proper. You want help, you gotta be straight with me." 7 weeks. And I've never been late, not once in 4 years. Dove stirred her tea. "Well, that doesn't bode well. And I take it this isn't an immaculate conception? Figure you'd lead with that if it were." Ansa let out a little bark of laughter. "Nope. Nothing immaculate about it." "How many times? Since your last period?" 5. But we used a rubber for 3 of them." Dove nodded and sipped her tea in silence. Ansa raised an eyebrow. "What? No lectures on how stupid I was?" "Well, you already know that. No sense in me repeating it." Dove balanced her teacup on a stack of paperbacks. "Here are your options. We can't be 100% sure unless you see a doctor. But it sure sounds like you're knocked up, so you can bite the bullet and keep it. That's if you don't mind breaking your daddy's heart, and you're content to marry a boy who can't be bothered to wrap up his package, even when he knows damn well where babies come from." Ansa's face heated up. "Hey, he's not—" Dove held up a finger. "Or I can help you nip it in the bud. You can get smarter about rubbers in the future, and just maybe you'll finish high school and make something of yourself." "I get straight A's. My teacher thinks I can get a scholarship to college." Ansa lifted her chin, meeting Dove's gaze. "Well, in my eyes, that settles it. Of course, some people get sentimental about these things.